Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video, wherever you are, whatever you may be doing. Thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this Sunday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. I've got a very busy month as far as refereeing goes in the world of professional wrestling coming up in the month of May. We'll talk more about that when the month of May gets here. Good evening, Kevron. Glad to have you here. As always, before tonight, I want to talk some college football. I'm always trying to find different points of conversation and different things to talk about in what we call the off season, because I do 20 or 25 teams, preseason prediction video. I've already done 4 of those, and I'll do plenty more before September gets here. But I don't want to do one of those every single day. That just seems monotonous, and they're so hard, and they take a lot of thought and do. I don't just, write down your 12 games. And it's a thought out process. But I don't want to talk NIL all the time and transfer portal all the time. And you can only do so many videos about those before they become monotonous. So I try to find different points of interest, different things of conversation that may cause a conversation or debate during the off season. Well, earlier today I found one that I thought was interesting, and it's about winning percentage. And I guess to some people that's important, to some people it's not. Some people only look at championships, and to me that's not fair, because no matter what sport it is, championships are hard to win. Now, this day and time, the way college football's changed so much, not so much. If you're in the Big Ten or the SEC, if you go 8-4, you're a playoff team. And to me, that's not fair. And 4 teams should never be in the playoffs. That's not good enough. But it expands to 24 teams, which it's going. That's what's going to happen. If you're SEC or Big Ten, if you're 8-4, you're in the playoffs. So you're going to have 8-4 teams competing for national championships, and then you're going to have other teams that go 12-0, 11-1, 10-2 that get left out. It's not fair, but it's the way it is. So to some people, championships are all that matters. To some people, it's winning percentage. Hey there, I'm going to hope your name is pronounced Shelly. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but either way, good to have you here. And hey there, Jonas, glad to have you here. And Shelly and Jonas, I think both of y'all are new to the channel. If you are new to the channel, for whatever reason made you stop tonight by the channel, thank you very much. Feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends, tell your family all about the channel. Share the video on all social media platforms, and click that bell to get whenever I go live, which is almost every single day. You will be notified. Jonas, tonight's stream is about college football, and I'm just fixing to get into it, so you are just in time, Jonas. This channel is mainly college football and wrestling, but I do talk baseball, I talk basketball, I talk the NFL, I talk NASCAR. So it's a little bit of all the major sports here on the channel. Plus, I do top 10 countdowns, and sometimes they're not about any kind of sport whatsoever. So you never know what kind of variety you'll find here on the channel. And thank you for subscribing, Jonas. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. But to me, I think winning percentage is important, because to me, winning percentage means you've been good for a long period of time, because you can go out and have one really good year and win a national championship, and then for the next 10 years you can't keep your head above water like Florida State. Florida State won it all in 2013. But after that, except for that one undefeated season a couple of years ago, they do good to go 6-6 every year, 7-5 maybe. So to me, winning percentage is more important because that means you've been good for a long time and that you've been a consistent, good winning team for a long time. So I wrote down what I found earlier today from FanDuel, and it's the 20 best college football programs of all time based on all-time winning percentage. Hey there, JT. Glad to have you here. Now, when you hear the word FanDuel, I know you think betting, and for a long time I did too, because you didn't hear that word until August when it came about time for football season, and all these people that play that fantasy football and stuff, it would always, sign up today on FanDuel and get a discount for this and that, and that was the only time you heard FanDuel. But now it's actually a website that releases all kind of stuff, mainly about football. It's not about, betting or fantasy football. But this time from FanDuel, we get the 20 best college football programs of all time based on winning percentage. Ohio State is the best all-time team with a 73.7 winning percentage. Then we got Alabama and Notre Dame, who are both at 73.3. Fourth place, Michigan at 73.2. And fifth place is Boise State at 72.4. Oklahoma just behind Boise State at number 6. They're 72.3. And then we have Texas at 70.4. And Texas at number 7 is the last team that is 70% or higher. Now we're into the 60 percentile the rest of the way through the article. Number 8 was USC at 69.4. Number 9 is Penn State at 68.9. Number 10, Nebraska, 67.6. And when you see Nebraska at number 10, you stop and think about it, and makes you realize how dominant Nebraska was back in the day. If they're still number 10 all-time in winning percentage at 67.6, and they really haven't been good in 25 years, so that tells you how good their percentage would have been if this article from FanDuel came out in 2001 or 2002, somewhere along in there. But if they've been a mediocre to bad team for 25 years and they're still 10th all-time in winning percentage, imagine what it would have been before they started struggling. But back in the 80s and 90s, everybody aspired to be Nebraska. Everybody wanted to be Nebraska. Everybody had hopes of being Nebraska. Number 11 is Tennessee at 67%. Number 12 is Georgia at 66.9. Number 13 is Florida State at 66.1. Number 14 is probably going to shock everybody because nobody would think about this team when it comes to college football, especially considering they've only been an FBS team for a very, very, very short period of time. But number 14 is Kennesaw State at 65.4%. Number 15 is LSU at 64.4%. Number 16, Appalachian State, 64.3%. Another one that may shock some people, but it may not, because Appalachian State has been around for a long time. I know they've just recently, in the last decade or so, moved up to, the FBS level. They used to be what I call Division One AA, but now it's called FCS. But they were good even on an FCS level. So if you know anything at all about college football, Appalachian State shouldn't surprise you. Another smaller team on this list, number 17, the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina. They're at 63.3, tied with Miami Hurricanes, who are also 63.3. Number 19, James Madison. They're at 63.1. And number 20 on this list is Clemson at 62.4. So that is the 20 best football programs of all time based on your all-time winning percentage. Again, the article was released by FanDuel. And to me, that means a lot. Like I said earlier, if you've got a high winning percentage, that means you either did like Nebraska and you had a 15, 20-year stretch where you were the best team ever conceived of, or it means you've been good for a long period of time. And to me, that means more than winning a national championship, because if you've got luck on your side, you can win a national title and then fall into obscurity for 10 years. But if you've got a good winning percentage, that means that you've been a winner for a long period of time. Hey there, PJ. Glad to have you here on this Sunday evening. And Ohio State being number one, although they're only number one by 0.4 of a point over Alabama and Notre Dame, it shouldn't surprise anybody. You know, I've talked about it here on the channel numerous times, but Ohio State is one of those teams that they win all the time. As long as I've been watching college football, Ohio State's only had one bad year, and that was the year that they hired Luke Fickell to be their interim coach. And even that year, they were 6-6. And that was just because they were going through such a change right then that Fickell took over, and he was the interim coach, and he knew he wasn't getting retained no matter what, so he didn't care, which in turn makes the players not care. And at that time, the administration couldn't care because there was so much going on behind the scenes. But outside of that one year when they were 6-6, Ohio State, if they have a down year, they're 10-2. You're never going to see the Buckeyes go 8-4. The Buckeyes are never going to go 7-5. It's just not going to happen. So being that they're a top 5 team every single year, it should surprise nobody that they're number one. And Alabama would be higher, but you got to remember, you know, Alabama was really good with Barry Bryant, and then they were really good early 90s with Jackie Sherrill. And then after that, from about 93 until about 2007, that was about a 15-year stretch where Alabama couldn't get to 6 wins. So, you know, they had a decade plus where they struggled, and they had numerous head coaches, and they just could not win. And then finally, when Nick Saban took over, you know, they started dominating again. But mid to late 90s to early to mid 2000s, Alabama was terrible. And if they went to a bowl game, they were doing good. So if they hadn't had that stretch there, they would be number one by a large margin. But because of that bad almost 15 years there, they're number 2. But they're not far behind Ohio State. 0.4 of a winning percentage. That probably means the Buckeyes have 2 more wins in their program history than Alabama. But any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I finally figured out what is wrong with my brain. On the left side, there is nothing right, and on the right side, there's nothing left. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them.